Here we go. Here we go. It's another edition of First 11. I'm Dave Johnson along with U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer Bruce Murray. First 11, 11 minutes or less. We always appreciate your time. DC United Philadelphia Union is Saturday afternoon in Chester, Pennsylvania. Our coverage starts at 4:15 on iHeartRadio, iHeart Sports DC, and the iHeart app, and we hope you can sync with Apple TV as well. Now, DC United coming off the result against the New York Red Bulls, and as Bruce Murray had a chance to visit with Troy Lesane.
From where I sat Saturday night, total team performance. Every single player on the field was a contributor. Everybody played their part. It was fantastic. Can you talk about a little bit about the dirty work that a center forward like Badji had to do in that game? I mean, to me, I've been in that position. That, the performance he put in was outstanding.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and that's a good way to phrase it. Again, those things don't get the credit that they deserve. The headline's going to be Peglo, as it should be, with the goals that he scores. But at the same time, though, things that we highlight in video are exactly what you're talking about this week, not only from Badji, but a number of players. But Badji, Dominique Badji, man, I'm so thankful he's with us. I've said that to him since he joined the club midway through the season last year. I knew that he would have an opportunity at different times as he has so far in his roughly six months with the club to make an impact. And this is another one the other night. The way that he relieves pressure whenever we're defending a little bit lower and he's able to retain the ball for us is really a special quality that he has. And he's a guy that we're again going to need to be on a really high level on the weekend in order for us to be able to go and compete at Philly.
Oh, yes, Dominic Badji doing the dirty work, but yes, the glory to João Peglo.
Let the guys on the flank run. Now Peglo heads it forward, gets behind the defense, the shot, it's in the net! It's in the net! João Peglo has opened his DC United account and opened the scoring against Red Bull New York. João Peglo, a header, a split two defenders, a shot right side of the box, and he's off and scoring in Major League Soccer.
What an amazing play by Peglo. As ball comes in, he just kind of touches it around the corner between two defenders. Nobody thought he was going to do that.
João Peglo heads it forward in between two defenders. He gets behind the defense. The shot from about 14 yards, and DC United is on the board.
Yeah, I mean, look, he has natural qualities that have nothing to do with being coached or anything like that. I mean, that's all Peglo, especially the creativity that he has. But I think that the way that sometimes a player like that that's so creative, something that doesn't get talked about enough is how he presses, how he counter presses, how he works back for teammates and closes space whenever it goes beyond him. So that's just as much of a talent as what he does whenever he's scoring, wonderful goals like he does on the weekend.
Herrera trying to link up with Savani up. Goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in coming up for DC United. This is good management. 43:08 on the clock. We're watching. One comes to Stroud. Sandwich between two defenders. Comes out to Kojima. Outside of the box. Switching over to the left side. David Schnegg. Schnegg now caressing it in. Herrera getting up for a header now. Peglo on bike. Oh! It's in the net. It's in the net. João Peglo. A bike from the right point of the 6-yard box. A wonder goal. And Peglo has a brace and DC has a 2-0 lead. João Peglo, I'll have what he's having.
And yeah, we just heard those wonderful João Peglo moments from last Saturday. And Bruce Murray, I had the sense that, a newfound freedom, or maybe I'm reading too much into it, because I think we do have to appreciate, here's a Brazilian coming from Poland, settling in not only with a new team, but a new country. And that's something you experienced in your career.
I did, Dave, and you're spot on the point. You were walking around city streets. You're by yourself. I lived in Switzerland by myself. I lived in London by myself, and it really was not home. It wasn't home for me, and it's very uncomfortable. And even the best players in the world have homesickness. You really do. It is what it is. How do you get past it? And if you really think about it, Troy pointed out yesterday, he's only had 7 games with the first team. I mean, that's not a lot of games. So has he acclimated? I think he's hit his comfort zone, and I just think we're going to see an awful lot of good stuff coming out of Peglo from now on.
All right, now DC United now with Philadelphia, the big challenge on Saturday. But when you consider the entirety now, 7 games, we're almost getting to 25% of the season. So we're almost approaching a milestone. Those two results, Orlando and San Jose, make you a little bit queasy. But what makes you confident about what you witnessed over at least the last couple of weeks?
Well, we had to have those results to find what was wrong with this team, because it was so apparent with those two results that they needed to add some more players in the middle of the field. They had to slow down the counter. And if you've watched every game since then, things have really slowed down, right? Giving us an opportunity to stay in games. And because of that, so you almost had to go through that. And the reason I say it's, don't panic. You're 7, like you said, a quarter of the way in. We haven't even hit the second gear yet, and we're starting to get the results we want.
Right, and now Luis Barraza has been in goal. What have you noticed from him? And he had an assist on one of those Child Peglo goals.
Barraza's been around the league. He knows the script. He's another voice at the back who can command defenders, and but he also has incredible help around him with Kai Rolls. These are monster communicators. Lucas Bartlett. I mean, these guys, they help him out, on these corner kick situations. So, yeah, I mean, good things are happening back there. And again, let's not forget about Kim, because Kim's a quality goalkeeper, and he will be called on, and he needs to step up as well.
You're right, and not to write him off at all, as again he's adjusting to a new team, and so now DC United. I have a feeling that I still want to see, and especially Saturday against Philadelphia. This is a team that just doesn't concede goals. It's tough to beat at home. Given that, I still think there needs to be some variety or bite in the attack, or how do you assess it, where this team needs to be, especially up against Philadelphia, that right now is team clean sheet?
Yeah, they're very hard to score on them. My guess is we're going to be without our top striker, Christian Benteke. So other people are going to have to step up. And, you've got guys like Kojima, you've got guys like Jared Stroud. We've got secondary scorers, but they've got to prove now that they can do the trick when the big man's out. And that's very important. And last week, Peglo did it. And so can we use Peglo's example? You don't have to be a center forward to get a brace. You can be you can be a winger, you can be an off midfielder, but somebody has to step up. And we have to remember that the counterattack, Philadelphia, is fantastic. It always has been. And that's been our weakness. But I think we've tried to address that issue. And if we can just stay in the game, then we can get those. And there's going to be chances, Dave. We have to convert chances, right? Not expected goals, actual goals. We have to make that happen.
And that's Saturday against Philadelphia. Our coverage on iHeart starts at 4:15. Yeah, you're busy Saturday, early start. Maybe you're out and about. Take us along. Again, iHeart radio app, the iHeart Sports DC, 1190 a.m. So many ways to connect with us. That's this edition of First 11, along with Bruce Murray. I'm Dave Johnson, and thanks for your time. 11 minutes or less.